Welcome back to the Midnight Who Show, and tonight I'm going to be reviewing the final story arc of The Flash, A New World. I can't believe it. The show is now over, and that means the Arrowverse Earth Prime is also concluded. I cannot believe that. I'm still just processing that. It's been an absolute blast watching this universe grow over the last 10 years. It's had its ups and it's had its downs, but boy, it was really amazing. And I think the biggest disappointment right now is that every show, except two of them, got a good conclusion. And I really wish Batwoman and Legends at least got something. So this is why I'm least happy with all the changes going at the CW. The Flash got a proper ending. Was it the ending that I really wanted? No. I don't think this was the best series finale that I would have ever wanted for the show, but it was decent enough and had a really decent villain in Cobalt Blue, played by Rick Cosnett, who's back as Eddie Thawne, Malcolm Gilmore, and I think that was a great choice. He is the new avatar of the negative Speed Force, but it definitely takes a lot of manipulation to get him to accept the Cobalt Crystal and finally rise as a villain. Now, this story arc, I think, had a really great opening and a great closing, but the middle parts were really rough. I was not a huge fan of them. And I think the biggest problem with those two middle episodes is that they're very Barry-less. And it's the final batch of episodes, and you really want Barry to be the focal point and not all these side characters. And that's a problem to me. But the second episode, I can understand it because that episode took place as the other episode, the first one, which was really Barry heavy. So you can kind of understand that one. But the third episode, I wish there was more Barry, because that would have been awesome to see more of Barry, the final 4 episodes of The Flash. Now, the first episode of the story arc was phenomenal. I absolutely enjoyed episode 10. I was a little bit worried by some of the things that happened at the beginning, but once that story just picked up and Barry got transported to the year 2000, ran into his parents, and he runs into, of course, the Reverse Flash, because it's the night his mother is killed. This was a great episode. This is the full circle moment finally happened at the end of the episode. I was cheering. I was so into it. And I just really enjoyed that we got this version of the Reverse Flash back. Matt Letscher does just a great job with that, and I'm really glad that we got both versions, by the way, of Reverse Flash. It really pays tribute to both of the actors really well. And it was just great to see that. Like I said, it was great to have Barry, having a day with his parents again, even though they don't know he's Barry, and I really like that. So 11 and 12, they're just okay. I think they definitely progress the story really well, and I really do enjoy Rick Cosnett in these 2 episodes. He really carries these 2 episodes, and it's a really good mystery of how he's back and him trying to question who he is in this new world and why he's brought back once he kind of starts realizing he is Eddie Thawne. It's a great, and he just carries the episode really well. And I gotta tell you, I do not like Chilblain. I've mentioned this before, but I do feel in these episodes he's a little bit better. I am also not a fan of Cecile, by the way. In the episode 12, we finally get to see her in the future as the superhero Virtue. And that's really cool. We get to see her powers, but she really just takes up a lot of focal point. But I don't think she's a bad character. I just think she's just getting all these powers, and we're never really explained to why. It was great to see Nora back. Now, it would have been great if we had Bart, but I understand due to sometimes scheduling, can't always bring them back. But it was weird that he barely got mentioned to where he was, at least in that episode 12. That would have been nice. And I think why we get to the finale, it was really good. I actually really enjoyed the final episode. I wish the villain fights and Cobalt final scene was a bit longer, but I really did enjoy the opening with all the villains together in the house and them just conversations. They were great. It was just great to see all these villains back. Zoom, Godspeed, Reverse Flash, and Savitar. Awesome. Great scene. Of course, Cobalt Blue used them as his own little army of speedsters. I did really enjoy the speedsters versus Team Flash. That was a great scene. I wish it was a little bit longer, but I do like that they did divide and conquer. Would have been cool to see Barry go after all these speedsters completely, but I still really enjoyed it. It made sense to have these Team Flash members, I guess, for this new era of the Flash to go after these speedsters and defeat them, but I think it would have been really cool to actually have a little bit more than just Barry and Nora go after them. But I did like that they gave Nora Savitar, because that's a really interesting dynamic, because of course Savitar, you know, was about to kill Iris. And I do think how they defeated Cobalt Blue was pretty good. I did enjoy it. I do think in this one it made sense for it to be a pep talk, because they're still good in Eddie Thawne, and you just have to break through that. So yeah, I will say another thing though, I really did like the ending to this episode, to the final episode, because it really showed how this universe is still going to grow, even though we'll never see it. There's not going to be a Speed Force spinoff where we get to see Avery, Max, and Jess become speedsters. But I really like that, showing that the Arrowverse is still continuing, and there's going to be new speedsters. That was great. And I really did enjoy that little scene with, you know, everyone. Nora's born, and I really like Nora. And they're like, this is even weird for us. That was great. And I think the biggest disappointment is Cisco was not back. And there was scheduling conflicts. But I think they could have figured out some way to even do like a video call or something to bring Cisco back. Because I think it just felt weird not having Cisco. They could have done like something. And at least they brought Caitlin back. I think that's really cool that they did that. So overall, the final storyline of The Flash was pretty satisfying. There was some moments that I was really questioning, why are we doing this? I'm still not a fan of the side characters. I want just, you know, a lot Barry heavy, especially in the series finale. But I did really enjoy a lot of this final arc. And I think it definitely left me satisfied. And that's all that I can ask for, because we're never going to have the same moments of like the first few seasons of The Flash ever again. So this was at least a satisfying conclusion to The Flash. But what did you guys think of this final storyline? Let me know your thoughts on it in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.